We are a little bit outside of the city center, close to the new business center of Sainte-Foy, and we are at the Hotel Le Bonne Entente. The hotel is just fabulous. It is very poetic, and the table here is also excellent. There are two restaurants within the hotel, the Monte Cristo, which is a 4 diamonds restaurant, and the lounge, the MC Lounge. You'll see that the hotel has a huge history, and to talk about it, I am meeting with the PR and marketing director, Madame Pascale Banville. Bonjour.
Hi, bonjour.
Madame Banville, please tell me about the history, because there's a huge history here around the famous Bonne Entente.
Bonne Entente, because in 1948, here it was a house. It was a private house. It was a colonel, okay? He built that house for his retirement in 1948. It was how many acres? I have no idea, but it was big.
Beautiful place to retire.
Place to retire. But so that colonel went to for the war.
Yeah.
Okay, he went to a war, 1914, 1918. And at that time, okay, there was what we call une entente.
An agreement.
An agreement,
yes.
but it was the name entente. In the agreement, it was not mentioned agreement, but entente. So the colonel, because he was Anglophone, he started to greet it. The neighborhood here, the neighborhood in Sainte-Foy, instead of saying allô, bonjour, he was saying à la bonne entente.
I see.
So the name of the house, it was a domaine. So it was le domaine de la bonne entente. Many, many years ago, it turned to be l'auberge de la bonne entente, and after Château Bonne Entente. But since last year, we just,
Why did you decide to leave the name castle?
And to remove the word castle?
Yes.
Because castle refer to an old place. When you travel to Europe, if you visit a castle, it's an old place.
Of course.
But we put, okay, in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
we put, I would say, $25 million to just remodel, build new wings, and just renovated all the area, the public area, the reception, the Monte Cristo. So Chateau was not the correct name for the place. So we decided to name just Le Bonne Entente.
But it must have been a real challenge to decorate.
Oh yes.
To work with such a castle. With such an old hotel, and with an history, and with the woods that I'm seeing.
Because
and actually, you kept
the original.
It is.
We kept the original fireplace, and we kept the wood, the panel wood. So we brought person, okay, to work on
a real professional.
The real professional to correct, okay, the little thing we had in the original one, but we had to build the same panel, the same wood, to fit, and to appear, and to let people knows that it's the same.
Yes, of course.
It fits with the original that we have.
Well, it's well done. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And we are sitting now in the lounge because there are really two restaurants within the hotel, the Monte Cristo and the MC Lounge. Tell us about the atmosphere of the MC Lounge, because I think there are a lot of spots.
We have a lot of spots, like behind us.
Yeah.
It's a place that we call, it's the lounge area, and a lot of people prefer eating, sitting near the fireplace.
Of course, it's the most popular
place, especially during winter.
Yes.
Because it's really unusual in a restaurant that we can have a fireplace.
A real
one.
Yeah,
because
authentic.
the smell, and the smell of a fireplace, when it's a real one,
there's no heat like that.
No, it gives an atmosphere. It gives a warmth.
I agree.
And it's fun to be sitting here with the screen plasma. So if you are a fan of hockey, you can watch hockey while you're enjoying your meal. Other people gonna prefer to be sitting in the dining room, the dining room of the MC Lounge, around the bar. A few people prefer to be sitting around the bar and talk with our barmaid and just have fun, especially when you're by yourself.
Yes.
you can eat. But you were saying that, yes, we have two restaurants. Here, this is the MC Lounge. It's the little brother. It's the lounge of the Monte Cristo. The Monte Cristo, it's the Four Diamond restaurant.
And there's an history around the name as well. Why Monte Cristo?
Monte Cristo, because le Monte Cristo, it's a famous, le Comte de Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
It was it has been written by Alexandre Dumas. And Alexandre Dumas was, I don't know how to say that, he was a famous, writers.
Yeah.
And il a marqué l'histoire de la littérature.
It was a huge part of the French
literature.
Yeah.
So we decided to name le Monte Cristo because le Château Bonentente, okay, 60 years ago, because we've been existing for more than 60 years ago. So 60 years ago, we were really, we marked
You
as
are
well,
a part of Quebec's history.
Quebec history hotel,
Yeah.
and we still are.
Yes.
So it was important for us to find a name who was described the atmosphere and the history of the Bonentente.
And the Monte Cristo is a 4 diamonds table.
4 diamonds
Wow.
table, yes. And it's really hard.
It is.
It is. I don't know how many standards, okay, we have to do to be able
Certified.
to reach that goal, because it's a challenge. And I would say that the part of that standards is the guest service.
Yeah.
It's a big part of why we are a 4 diamonds, and it's a part of it. It's because of our employees, and it's
The entire
they
place.
Yes.
What a great experience.
It's a mix of food, guest service,
Totally.
ambience,
Total
and,
experience.
Yes.
And we were saying earlier that the place is a little bit outside of the city center. It's still very close. I think it's
close.
15 minutes.
It's 15 minutes drive to Old Quebec.
Yes.
And we are now close of the famous, because now there's a new business center
There is.
on Boulevard Laurier, and we're located only 5 minutes from there. So it's really, really easy to get there, to travel. We have a shuttle as well.
But
If
still,
someone-
if you want some quiet time, it
Yes.
is the perfect place. And
Oh,
I think
yes.
you are very popular among the artists,
Among
for example.
the French artists, yes, we have the chance to welcome a lot.
Yes.
And that's why they love to come here, because we are it's discreet.
It is.
It is.
And poetic. I said it when I opened this interview, but I think it's very poetic.
It's discreet.
Yeah.
So that's why they love to come here, because they no one can see them, and they can be just by themselves and enjoy a meal without being not annoyed, but
Not in the middle of the action all the time, yeah.
all the time,
Because
and
here, just
always
looking at the
disturbed.
surroundings,
Yes.
it is something totally special,
Yes.
still very close to the
Yes.
city center, but an ultimate experience.
Yes, totally.
Speaking of ultimate experience,
Yes.
later on we will discover your menu.
Yes.
And I just can't wait to discover your menu. I know that you worked a lot on the visual aspect of it.
Yes.
And you will tell me more about it, because I think there's an entire visual aspect that is related to the lounge, and we'll
Exactly.
discover that with you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.